It's a film with three brains. 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 It's a film with three brains.
Oh my god, you guys are freaks.
This is a story of two men who run. Not to run, but to prove something to the world. They will sacrifice anything to achieve their goals, except their honor. Chariots of Fire has received unanimous critical acclaim. Majestic, masterful, triumphant, and joyful, says the Los Angeles Times. The New York Times calls it rousing and invigorating. ABC TV says you'll be riveted, enthralled, and you'll cheer like crazy. It's for everyone, says Newsweek. And the New York Daily News promises it will lift your spirits to a new high. Chariots of Fire.
Hey, jerkies, welcome to the Film with Three Brains.
Who are you?
Yeah. Where are you?
Where are you?
Come on, don't everybody knows by now. Sam in San Francisco.
I mean, we know, but sometimes you disappear on us, so we got to make sure.
Your camera tends to cut out.
Hey, come on, don't drag. I only paid for 40 minutes of,
Okay,
of
sorry.
zooming.
I am Sean in Wisconsin.
And this is Cohen in Maplewood, New Jersey.
And today we are reviewing the 1981 Academy Award winner Chariots of Fire. Yeah, exactly. I think the theme song is lives on.
Yeah.
Anyway, Cohen has never seen this before. So I'm excited that you got to see a movie you never saw.
What was it that he said last time? Something about bastards on a beach or something?
I said a bunch of dipshits running on the beach.
Yeah. Did you? Yeah. So how did it end up?
I feel like watching the movie has confirmed my preconceived notions that perhaps are alluded to when you would describe it as a bunch of dipshits running on the beach, I suppose.
What? You didn't like it?
I would say that I hated it.
Why did you hate it?
Like it?
Wow.
How could you hate it?
I don't know. I just found it so goddamn boring.
I mean, it's long. It was going to be even
very
longer.
long.
But...
And I mean, there's one little detail that I found really distracting that I hated, and that's every other time the Scottish guy was running, he was always going,
okay,
yeah,
and he looked like Will Forte in like an SNL sketch, and I'm just like, what is he doing? Nobody runs like that. What is this?
Okay. That drove me crazy.
This is like a tiny nitpick. I mean, this is the smallest of things that bother me about this movie, but it is the one thing that comes to mind immediately for whatever reason.
Oh, okay. Well, Sean, did you have an opinion that might be a little different?
Maybe a little less severe, I guess. But first, since we mentioned the throwing back the head and the running style, the screenwriter did a lot of research apparently. And, they got to the widow of Ian years later, in the 70s. And she said she really liked the film, but they got his running style all wrong. Like he was more graceful. And they were,
of course he was.
Sure that but they were convinced that was the one thing they had nailed was his head back, mouth open, running like that. And she said,
nobody runs like that.
How could anyone win a race running like that? It seems impossible.
So having been a runner, Like that was
Yes.
one of my big things that annoyed me. And I'm glad they at least addressed some of it during the movie. Because when I saw that first race, I'm like, okay, no one runs with their head that far back. The other thing is that people who are running fast should have zero twisting motion. When you run, your arms are going straight forward to pump you. You're not twisting your arms across your body. It's wasted motion. It's taking away from what you're actually doing. And when you're running the hurdles, you're clearing the hurdles by the smallest amount. Like you want, the longer you're in the air, the slower you are. And so the guy who actually won the hurdle race later, you could tell was a real hurdler, where some of the other people they had hurdling were just like lazily jumping over like what in the world? Like you couldn't find 5 hurdlers, what is going on?
Yeah.
But even the sprinting, I was like, no. And then the other thing too, one, I'm so glad they had you don't look back. You don't look and see where anyone else is.
Yeah.
Never do that. And the other thing is that the line that you're breaking is at your chest. And so you stick your chest forward. You make sure you're lunging for that, because if you're leaning back and you are, and everybody's, now they have cameras and all this stuff to look at your feet and all that. But if you're not, if
he was so
foot falls short,
in his
it's your chest that's going to hit the line, break the line
at the finish line
before your next foot does. Depending on what position you're in. Yeah, and if you're leaning back and your front foot fell short of the finish line, it's your chest that's going to hit as you bring your back leg forward. So you have to stick your chest forward. So I was really glad that they that Sam Musabini addressed that during it. But the running was, I don't know. I feel like I really like this movie, certain aspects of it. Like, I really like that you have 2 really different reasons why people are becoming great runners. And neither of them really seem there's no, I'm doing this because I just need to win to be the best and I'm going to sabotage others. There's no negativity in this movie about that. There's no performance enhancing drugs, because it was before those days. It was this guy who thinks he's running for God and the guy who thinks he's running for Jews to be respected, which I think were great, interesting reasons that if you ask most people why they do a sport, they're never gonna say those answers, as a motivation. So I think that made it really interesting. But I also feel like the rest of the movie, they didn't make it interesting the way they could have.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, when you were just saying that, I was thinking, that there's no negativity, but I mean, there is a little bit. There's like the old guard. There's some classism. There's the the older guys that are pushing back on. There's just the way the world is, I guess. But it did need more. I think it needed more conflict. I mean, I know
Agreed.
that they basically Colin Welland found a book when he was in Malibu at a rented house, and he about the 1924 Olympics, and picked up on some of these details and thought, wow, these are really great stories, and made a really passable. I mean, he won the Academy Award for the screenplay, so it must be pretty good. I think it was good enough to make this film, but it also was trying to treat some of its subjects with kid gloves, including they contacted all these people from the past, and then Cambridge, I think, was the original. It was supposed to be Cambridge. They said, no, we don't know about this anti-Semitism take, and we're not going to be involved with it. And they saw the film and they're like, oh, that was stupid. We should have, it was actually really nice. There was a lot of positivity about it. That is the good part, but it also is kind of hamstringing it at the same time, because there's just not enough. I mean, his sister, Ian's sister, saying, oh, you got to go to China and be a missionary. That's fine, but it's not enough to be like, oh wow, he really has it hard. Or, same with Abrams. I mean, he's got this drive to him, and he's got these reasons, and I did like a lot of those things, but ultimately he's a privileged guy that is at the top of you know, a lot of things,
Mhm.
doing well. I mean, it seemed like the best conflict was the university or the college, whatever it is, pushing back on him and saying, well, we want you to be an amateur, not a professional.
Yeah.
And I kept waiting for those things to pop up, because in my head I was like, yeah, well, there's a lot of stuff that happens in between, but there wasn't enough, because it wasn't even clear, like, what did they like sever ties with him? I don't think they did. They were just sort of calling him on the carpet, right?
Yeah.
Like, there should have been. I thought he was going to get like kicked out of something, or like something, some big consequence was going to happen.
I think that's part of the reason. Like, I really didn't like this at all. Like, I really didn't enjoy watching it.
Everybody got that. Cohen hates this movie.
I was so bored, and I was so annoyed because of all the things you're saying right now, basically.
Yeah.
Like, I was like, this is right after World War I. That was a big fucking deal. And they hardly touch on it. You know, I mean, it's the 20s. So, I mean, it's not in the US, but, you know, so I guess that's not really a valid argument. What the 20s were like, because it wasn't like that ever. But like, at its core, I thought it was kind of interesting, but the way it's all handled, I just found so fucking bland. I was like, ugh. And granted, like this movie wasn't made for me. This is not, you know, really my taste. Like, this falls into the category of like The English Patient and Atonement.
I knew you were gonna bring that
and
up.
Fucking in movies like that I don't like.
Wait.
Don't want to watch.
I made a prediction.
Yeah.
And I wrote it down.
Did you say
before?
Cohen hates English twats.
Cheerio.
Yeah.
What does that mean?
I don't know if that's fair, but he did bring up the English Patient right away. But
yeah,
what you're missing, or what you're forgetting, is that
What?
The English Patient and Atonement and all those kind of films are basically romances set in historical times.
Yeah,
this is not really a romance. I mean, there's a romance to it, blah blah blah. But so it wasn't.
Well,
just
my complaint isn't that they're romances. That's not my complaint. It's
but
just
you don't like historical drama in general.
I don't like historical melodrama that expects you to care. This is probably not a fair statement, but I'm going to say it anyway. I think it's true to Chariots of Fire. Expects you to care because the filmmakers are telling you should care, instead of showing you why you should care. Like, instead of presenting a story you should care about. Like, they touch upon interesting things. You guys have both already just covered it, basically. They have interesting premises that are they're lacking teeth. They're, like you said, they're lacking conflict. I'm just bored to tears, and I was overly annoyed by that because I shouldn't have been. You know, this is a time in history where shit's happening. You know, and like they just like they gloss over it in favor of talking about fucking running, and I was just like, Christ, I don't care about the running. You know, I'm not interested in that. And that's all they seem to care about. And I was like, what the fuck?
So I do care about the running, and I think that they under-delivered there too.
Yeah.
So this is so my, as much as I do like this movie, but I have a lot of complaints about it, and I think it could be redone and be redone a lot better. Like, Christopher Nolan said this movie was part of his inspiration for Dunkirk, which Dunkirk is his worst movie.
I've never seen it, actually.
That's
his only movie I haven't seen.
You would have found Dunkirk boring, even for
Dunkirk
a war
is
movie.
incredibly boring.
Which one is the one that's like all one shot of the guy just running?
That's 1917.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
so that's good. Right. I like that movie a lot.
Yeah, I haven't seen either.
Dunkirk.
I think that's
that one's interesting.
What's that?
Dunkirk
what's that one called?
1917.
Yeah.
1917, and then
It's very kinetic.
I don't know why I confused them because I haven't seen either. That's why.
It's very specific about one guy and his brother, and it's really well done. You should see it.
Yeah.
All right.
I mean, Dunkirk gets great reviews, but I just found it so boring.
Yeah.
And it's the same.
I can see that. Yeah.
One of my complaints about Dunkirk is my same complaint about Chariots of Fire. And that is that when it comes time for the action, they don't make it as exciting as it should be. The plane flying in Dunkirk, or these guys running around the track, should be as exciting as any F1 movie you've ever watched. Like the last like whether it's Rush, F1, shoot, what was the video game one?
Ready Player One.
Right? No, where the kids who play video games get to actually be on an F1 team.
I forgot what that's called.
With the guy from Stranger Things as the coach.
I know what you're saying. I saw that.
All of those movies, when you're watching the actual race, the shots that they take, the way that they show people passing each other, it's exciting. Like, even if you don't, I'm not a car racing fan. I will never spend an afternoon watching F1. And I will, what's the other one too? The American,
Ford versus Ferrari?
Yeah, Ford versus Ferrari. You know, all of these have these great scenes where the car's coming out of the turn and, you know, and one's passing or coming from behind. The thing is that with both this movie and that movie, they do a terrible injustice. They show the 100-meter race ran from like you're across the stadium. You can't see anything face on from super far away. It should not be that way. It should be right in their face. It should be side view where you can see who's changing and getting in front of the others. The 400-meter race that Lydell ran, the real race, actually has a couple things that they totally like. One is the guy who set the Olympic record in the trials against Lydell fell. He tripped over those stupid ropes, which we don't have anymore, at the beginning of the race. Why did they count that out?
Yeah,
that's a major thing. And it does. I mean, Lydell still beat his record and set the record himself, but why didn't they? And the other thing is, like, Lydell was in the 7th lane. People argue that the 7th and 8th lanes are the worst lanes because your stagger start to make up for the 400 meters of running around this curve.
Yeah.
And so you can't see the people in front of you. Like, just tell us how much harder it is to run when you don't have someone in front of you. Because I loved being in lane 2 because almost everybody's in front of you, and the person in lane 1 is ranked slower than you anyway. You better not see them during the race. So the whole race, you're catching up to people and passing people. That mindset is so different than lane 7 and 8. And so they have all these elements of running that they could have done to make it more interesting, exciting. They could have shot it close up. You know, all these things. He definitely passed at least one person to get to that position. They don't show it. And so I was like, you built us up for this Olympic race, you know, for the 100, the 200, they didn't even show, which had the only race that had Lydell against Abrams ever.
Yeah, well, they showed it with Abrams losing it.
Yeah, but they didn't show that Lydell took 3rd and got the bronze right in front of him. You know, like, and so it's just like all of these elements that actually make the thing more exciting were.
Is it Lydell or Little? I think
Little,
it's Eric Little, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Whatever.
I've never been good with phonetics. Anyway, they have all these exciting elements, and there's a number. They're all true. Like, they're all true. Like, you did all this research, you have all these true elements, and yet you didn't give them to us. Yeah. Like, if we're not gonna be thrilled about by the rest of the story, which for a lot of the F1 movies you forget or gloss over or whatever, except for maybe Rush, then give us the excitement in the form of the races. And that. And so that's where I thought this, like, really underdelivered, especially, like, okay, now you didn't know it at the time, but you have like the most memorable sports movie soundtrack theme song ever, and you only use it for the credits. Like, the 400-meter race he ran it in 40, you get 46 seconds that you could be playing that music and showing us every single second of that race. And it's only 46. We're not going to get bored and fall asleep. Right. And you can have everything, you know, from right before to the end with that theme song, and it would be so much more exciting.
Yeah, I agree.
All right, I'll get off my horse.
No, this is great. You're you're saving my breath.
So
I'm not going to make excuses, but I will say there are some reasons for this, and I think editing has to be top of the list because they had 2.5 hours easily, and they were being asked to cut it down. The choices they made to just tagging along with what you were saying is like they took liberties with what happened when, like the 200 was actually after, like the 100 I think was first, and then the 200. Of course. So we can't end on him losing a race. We have to show the 200 first. Then
I understand that.
And then the 400. I mean, the fact that he's even running the 400 is crazy because he didn't train for it.
He did. But he knew 3 months in advance.
Right. So then that whole section is like, oh, he wasn't on the boat and finding out, and then meeting the Prince of Wales and all that stuff. I mean, some of that happened, but not in the time frame that they showed it to us.
Right. Well, being dramatic, creative fine. License. But if you're going to be dramatic and creative, have all the payoffs there.
Yeah, I remember. So this is very nostalgic because this is a movie that I watched in the 80s. And I don't know if it's Benson Corner days or just before that, maybe, but I think we watched it late. We didn't watch it when it came out, but we watched it on video. And I remember you get like 2 nights, you get like 3 days or something. Mm-hmm. So we watched it one night, and then I think we watched it again the next night because I got my rewatching thing from my dad. That like he would watch The Natural over and over. And so anyway, I watched it at least twice, and I remembered like the weirdest like parts of the movie. Like everything. Really, the music is what I remember.
Mm-hmm.
The court chase that was dramatic. I remember thinking, oh, that was cool. Also a little bit historically inaccurate, a little bit. Mm-hmm. Well, no, not totally inaccurate because
he didn't do it at all.
And he didn't challenge for that.
He went to Oxford, not Cambridge.
And he went to Oxford, and so there's all that stuff. That's fine. I mean, I'm not taking issue with any of that, but it's just weird that I don't remember. Yeah, the big races. I don't remember the plucky Americans and the like the little subplot things. I remember just a lot of speechifying and of course the music. Like I remember like the steeplechase. I was like, oh, what's that? Steeplechase? I've never seen that before. Those are interesting races. No idea how those work and why they're jumping into puddles and stuff. But we don't have time for that. So we have to focus on the racing. And as you said, it just didn't quite give you what you wanted, and took such a long time. Like I know it's this. Evangelis has got this great thing. He's going to use the synthesizers, and I think it was very, very good what he did. And of course, it was, mimicked after that. And we've talked about how synthesizers changed the game and all that. But it was just like mirrored with the slow mo, like too much slow mo, pretty much the whole time. Like the races that were either sort of in real time or even just like the kids running around the track. I was like, oh, look, an actual race that we get to watch and follow. Rather than, oh, we got to look at this specific thing that happened. I mean, I think the best racing thing in the whole movie is when Eric Liddell falls down.
Yeah.
Because we're all there. I mean, Abrams is there. He's seeing it. The coach is there. And the whole crowd is like, no, get up. And that and that did happen. I don't know if it happened in that race, but it did happen to Eric Liddell. And he got me seeing it little. And then he that's like a dramatic sort of heroic, almost Herculean type of thing that would make papers and build his legend. And that stuff is great. It's just not enough of that real, legendary kind of stuff, and too much of like, okay, now we're at the Olympics, which is shot in a stadium in Liverpool. Why they didn't want to show us the English Channel. They just budget, I guess. But they cut some corners, and I still find it a very effective movie, but this time around, build up, kind of enjoying it. And then the very end, as he like just rolls into the train station, says hi to, and then we go back to the beach. I think I said out loud, like, all that build up just for that. I mean, like, I just didn't satisfy. The ending didn't satisfy.
Speaking of the beach scenes, the bookends, like, I've been thinking about it, and I'm like, granted, I've never seen this before, so maybe you guys, you've had 30 years to think about it or whatever, or 40 years, sorry. Like the beach scenes are we to believe that this is just sort of like an expressionistic filmmakers flourish, where these guys are just like, it's just an excuse to play this really great theme song in a very dramatic setting in slow motion? Or is this something that fucking happened? Because they're both there in the beginning.
Well, it's the whole team
That's the.
But
practicing.
I
But
guess
we don't know what that is. I guess.
But
We're not even told. What
are
that
they
is.
the Olympic team then, or are they the?
That was They showed everybody that was there for the Olympics, and then a few other
Okay.
people.
So
And those extras were just caddies from that's in St. Andrews Golf Course, and those
Yeah.
were just caddies.
all right. So
that's a good point.
I wonder, like, that's why I keep wondering about it. I'm like, if you remove those bookends,
And the
like,
music.
I wouldn't remember anything about this at all. Granted, I haven't seen it, but like, it seems to be doing a lot of work, and then, it's carrying a lot of weight. But I also, like, I guess it doesn't matter. Did this happen in the story, or is it just like this? The director is like, I think it would look cool,
I think that.
Mm.
I mean,
and then to revisit it again.
I mean, the whole team goes running together. That's like, that doesn't surprise me. But I mean, do they run on the beach often? I don't know.
Seems like a good way to hurt yourself.
Well, they said that the actors got kind of banged up from the barefoot running on the beach.
Yeah.
The actors themselves remember that as being kind of a arduous task.
And does the theme appear anywhere else but in the beginning and the very end, under the beach scene or over
No.
the beach? It
Not
doesn't,
that,
right?
No.
No,
That's weird. I mean, you guys already said
that's what I'm
it, but
saying. It should
it's
have been
not-
in the that
It should have been in the climactic, whatever.
the 400 should have had it.
Yeah.
Well,
I mean,
okay.
Did they even
The-
mention that he set the world record? Like,
I don't
it stood
I don't
for
remember.
12 years.
Remember that? Really?
Yeah, I mean, that's important.
Yeah.
I mean, that was one of my other complaints about that driving movie too. What was that?
Wow, what movie?
The Ford versus Ferrari one? Or the...
Actually, I haven't seen
With-
that either.
That's a
You
pretty good
haven't?
movie. I like
I
that
like
movie.
it.
No, I have a list of movies I'm supposed to watch, and that's on there.
I think I've seen it twice.
I never
Gran
saw Rush either.
Turismo.
Oh.
So Gran Turismo is not a great movie. It's amusing enough. But the one thing that he actually did in real life was set a lap record by running the curves the way he ran it on the video game for one of the German racetracks. So in the movie, David Harbour is the coach, and he's like, "You're taking the wrong
line."
Yeah, you're taking the wrong line." And he's like, and he says something back. He's like, "Trust me." Well, what they don't go and say is that he actually sets the record, the world record for taking a line that no one else takes, because he's played the video game so many freaking times. He's figured out a faster way to drive it. Like, that is so cool. Like, like, as a video game nerd, you'd be like, yes, I don't care about the rest of this movie. This guy actually did it in real life.
Right.
You know?
Okay,
So-
well, when we get to The Last Starfighter, you can geek out about video games versus real life and all that stuff. But I will
Everybody
say,
knows video games are better.
if you can take whatever line you want in a video game, you're not risking your life. I mean, which they cover that in Gran Turismo. Like, this is not a video game. This is real life. And it serves a purpose. But I think your point was the really exceptional thing that happened. They didn't like hit you over the head with it.
Well, they should. It should have been in the closing things. Like, I feel sad that this guy, went to China as a missionary and got captured by the Japanese and died. Like, that's horrible.
Just before
But at
being
least-
rescued.
But at least throw in there, he set, his record time in the 100 stood for 2 decades. His record for the 400 stood for 12 years. Granted, the 100 changed because it was 100 yards. They changed it to 100 meters and things like that. But still, like,
I was wondering about that because 10.3 sounded really good. I'm like,
no,
wow.
he ran the 100 yard in 10.3 was 100 meters, I think.
Okay.
Which is really, well, it was. Well, 10.6 for 100 meters would have this year it would have won you the state championship in Wisconsin, but other years it would not have. I think the high school record in Wisconsin's 10.3 by, I can't remember, his name was Bennett. He went on to play in the NFL.
Oh,
yeah, who is the other guy?
Michael Bennett? Or
yeah.
Yeah.
I think he had the
Badgers.
record for a while.
We're losing our movie nerds here. We're like, you guys are talking sports and running.
Running.
I don't know, but
My
that's
least
what's
favorite activity.
but
But if that's what you
Yeah.
like about it, that's
the thing is that it's to me it should be a sports movie, and I want to get more into it because there aren't that many movies out there for track and field sports, like, period. And I know I'm biased because I did it, but I think that there's room for it, and there are a lot of personalities, there are a lot of things going on that they could have touched on. And if you're not going to touch on that, then, like you said, like Cohen's big complaint is, then deliver on the rest. Deliver on the drama of living in the time you're living on. Like, some of it's, like you said, it's like they're telling us, but it seems almost too easy.
Well, I tend to like historical drama, but it doesn't. It's really cool that all the costumes are period, and they had to take down all the antennas to get the shot every day, and they, there was a few continuity mistakes, but overall it feels very much from 1924, and the culture, like the college and getting there and all the clubs, and like it's sort of fascinatingly foreign, even though it's like, not none of it's foreign as a concept. It's just that things were different then, and like that's the whole point of historical movies. It puts you in that place. The setting is a character almost, and it does that. It does, like, take you out of your modern head and put you through, make you think about how things were culturally and whatnot. And that's all well and good if you deliver on the story. If you have enough meat and potatoes of plot or whatever to get people to really, like, feel that, like, they're there. And I think the Vangelis thing was important because he wanted to make it modern, to sort of get a modern audience to go back and relive this stuff. So on all those points, I know, I can see why it won the awards, because it ticks those boxes. And if we go back to early 80s, movie making just wasn't, I don't know, maybe I'm being nostalgic in my nostalgia, but, like, we're being harsh because we can be, because
of course
we've been given examples of ways it's been done better, more effectively, the same kind of thing, but just more, just more the same. Or like most of us enjoyed Braveheart when it came out. Not historically accurate. It was based on a legend anyway, but we don't care because we are so invested in the visceral, like, qualities of that movie that we don't care if, like, oh, was that Edward the Longshanks? Did he really do that? Or, like, we don't care.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because the rest is so compelling. We like all the details. We like all the setting stuff, but really we just want the story to come to grab us and drag us through, grab our eyeballs and not let go. So, or I don't know, maybe just too much champagne on the hurdles or something. I don't know what exactly is missing, but the diction and the language is really crazy. Like just the way everyone's talking to each other, and, like, all that stuff is very fascinating. I just wanted it in a better movie.
Well, that's why we go back and review these things, is to see if they stand up and if they hold. It is true. It's like, how do you compare a movie made in 1980 compared to a movie made in 2020?
It's tricky.
But I think the essence, that's what we're, the heart of it is the essence of the storytelling. It does, like, even, like, we've seen movies with bad side of special effects or hokiness that we still enjoy because the story is there. you know, you love the characters and all that. And this one doesn't quite get you there. I still would recommend this movie for anyone who wants to watch a sports movie, wants to watch a classic movie and all that. It's just, when I think of what an Academy Award winner should be, it doesn't feel like it delivers the way it should. And I feel the same thing about a lot of recent Academy Award winners too. That most of them are not movies that I would ever feel I need to watch again.
Wasn't this the first movie in like 40 years that wasn't American that won Best Picture?
Yeah.
It was like 14 years.
14.
Only
Okay.
14?
Yeah.
No, I thought it was more.
68, I think, was the last one that was not American.
I was just looking at the other movies that year that were nominated. Raiders of the Lost Ark, of course.
Yep.
But like for Best Picture, Atlantic City is pretty good. On Golden Pond's great. Raiders of the Lost Ark's fantastic. Reds is really good.
Yeah, I was say that this is the year of Reds.
And then Best Directing, I know Hugh Hudson was nominated for Chariots of Fire, but Warren Beatty won for Reds. All the same. Best Picture, Best Directing were all the same movies. None of the lead actors were nominated, but Ian Holm, whose role was pretty small, I was kind of surprised to learn that he was nominated. I mean, he didn't win, but I don't know. But the screenplay category, Absence of Malice is in there. Which, have we done that one?
No, we haven't.
Oh, it's phenomenal. It's so good. And
wait a minute. Oh, it's a Newman.
We
right?
did The Verdict.
We did The Verdict.
Yeah.
Another. I
like The Verdict a lot.
With Paul Newman. So Absence of Malice is also Paul Newman, also Courtroom Shit by Sidney Pollack.
Well, since you brought it up, I mean, what's with this guy, this director? I mean, Hugh Hudson.
What's with this guy?
Well, I mean, he wins an Academy Award. Everybody has seen his movie. I mean, despite all of our misgivings, it's still regarded as a very good movie. But then, like, he did Greystoke. I've seen Greystoke.
I've seen that.
It's I don't know what the hell it is, but I mean, I saw it in the 80s, so I don't really remember it that well. I just was like,
me too.
What was that?
Yeah.
Like, what? Okay.
That also felt like Oscar bait. Like, ooh, we've got this, this really elaborate retelling of the Tarzan legend, we're going to give it a really long fucking title. And then just,
and punctuation. You got a colon.
I mean, it was,
comma.
it was nominated for a bunch of Oscars, right? Like, I don't know why. I mean, I don't remember it well. I just remember being like, what?
It's adaptation of Tarzan of the Apes.
Yeah, but boring and weird, and I don't know. What else did he end up doing? Was there any?
Not much. Nothing. That's the only thing I know that I've seen. Yeah, it was nominated. That Greystoke was nominated, but yeah, Greystoke: The Legend of Tarzan, Lord of the Apes.
Yeah.
That's a long title.
Yeah, it's a bit of a mouthful.
Cousin of George of the Jungle.
Well, I don't know Hugh Hudson from Adam, but I mean, I'm just saying, like, you've got some momentum off it. Like, this is your first film. It wins the awards. Everybody knows it. Okay, you flopped on Greystoke, maybe, but then that's it. He pretty much stops directing after that.
Well, then he does a Pacino movie that I didn't even know existed.
What's that one?
Revolution.
Revolution, yeah.
Yeah, Al Pacino. And
I've never seen that, actually.
Yeah,
he went to Eton where this was filmed, but I thought the most interesting thing was that he, in the 60s, he was doing commercial. He was directing commercials and editing commercials and stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, the other interesting thing is that we've done Midnight Express, and there's a direct connection between David Putnam, Hugh Hudson, and I think Vangelis was involved in that maybe too. And there's a couple of tie-ins, but
and the actor who's the lead in
yes
is in this.
Is
a small part as one of the American runners.
Charlie Schultz or whatever his name is. That's right. He looks a little different.
Yeah.
Maybe because he's not starving in a Turkish prison, but that's right. Good call. I forgot about him. Well, I guess I'm speculating here that some of those ties that he had, some of the relationships he had, helped him get such a big picture, I mean, I don't know how big the budget is, but gave him a shot.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying he squandered it because he won an Academy Award and made a decent
people love
movie.
it. And it's in all
People
the best of lists and shit.
I guess all I'm saying is does he have any genius, or was that just the script and this costume design and the whole, and Evangelis and everybody, the lightning in the bottle that we always talk about, like that happened for this movie. Regardless of how we feel about it, it happened for this movie. But does Hugh Hudson have a lot of say in that? Or I guess I'm wondering about what you think about his editing choices, or that's the editors as well. But
I mean, the editing's fine. Like, I think whatever criticism I would sort of hurl at them as filmmakers is not the editing, it's the direction. I like the shot choices and the way they build a scene. And it is quite possible. I mean, maybe, I don't know. I mean, back then, probably not, but maybe. I mean, there's no way to know if the editor did the best with what he had to work with, or if he was just like, no, I'm not using this great shit. That's not the way I want this to go. I mean, that seems unlikely because the director's the director, and ultimately it's his call. And the director will often work with an editor, depending on the editor. I mean, if you're Walter Murch, you're probably just going to be left alone. But I don't know. It's hard to say, but I didn't watch it and go, this is not well edited at all. I didn't think about it. So that's a good sign. Like, you don't notice it, then it's probably good. But like you guys both touched on, especially Sam, the way the scenes are shot, especially the running scenes, are just so bland. It's like the editor just might not have had anything to really work with, just sort of a straightforward, scene structure and building the scene with whatever they shot. And yeah, I don't know. But I'm looking at his filmography, and like, honestly, I'm not surprised I didn't like Chariots of Fire, because he doesn't have really anything all that outstanding in his filmography.
That's what I thought.
So,
I mean, surprisingly, but then it's also surprising this is his first movie.
Yeah. So like, I think this sort of, the love that Chariots of Fire gets is not earned, ultimately. For whatever reason, its accolades are just not. The film does not live up to the accolades it received. It's a weird thing, and it happens. That happens.
I think that's part of the problem I had going into this, is that this in my mind is like the great sports movie from my childhood. It's like, and then you have to go forward like a handful of years before you get to like Hoosiers, and then where do you go next? Like Hoop Dreams or something like that. Like there's the 80s and 90s were not a lot of, or at least the early 90s. By the end of the 90s, you start to get more, but there weren't a lot of sports movies that were serious. I mean, we have Major League, sure. You have Field of Dreams. I don't know where that falls in.
I put the
Natural's one. Yeah, and The Natural is The Natural is a great example of a movie that's still good. We haven't reviewed it yet, but that movie is one we're still going to like. Like, I will bet on it. I will be like, if we get to watching The Natural and then I say it sucks, then I'll be like, well, back in this review, you thought the otherwise. And I'll be like, yeah, I guess that's why we review this stuff. But, right, exactly. I mean, there's not a lot there. And so to me, this was, I saw this and I was like, I'm going out for track when I'm old enough. Don't believe that crap at all, but
Okay, well, I will just say, in case we have anyone watching from across the pond or other parts of the world, like, we have to put our American bias in the background, because I mean, well, first of all, there's a version of this that has like a cricket match, and they cut that for the US version. because they knew we don't really understand cricket and all that stuff. But also, like, this is a movie about Britain, Great Britain, and if you're if you're if you have sort of national pride, it probably is more effective than it would be for us. Although I don't think, like, not necessarily because of that, but because, well, you have like a Scot, and this, as we've talked about Braveheart and stuff, the Scots and the English don't always get along, but they were united in this Olympics. They sort of like throw that out there and see if we'll pick up on it or not. They don't really make a huge deal out of it. Mm-hmm. But I mean, the Scot was like in front of his king, or his future king, and saying, well, I love my country, there's no doubt about that. Well, yeah, there is a little some doubt there, because you may not be rah Britain and in the and the empire and all that stuff, because you may have your own personal history, but he's a missionary. He cares about God first. But there's other like politics and things happening here that we probably either don't care about, or just not. It's just maybe a little too nuanced, or maybe it's just not given to us in a way that we can understand it. But definitely there could be different feelings if for different audiences. That said, I still was surprised that by the end of this movie I was like, more than what a good feeling I remember from my childhood. It was just like, that
I think they take away some of the high of it with the ending.
Definitely.
That after the races, it's so anticlimactic.
It seems rushed at the end. That's why I was wondering about some editing choices and stuff.
It's like it just fizzes. It's like, hey, we won. It's like, and there's. To me, this movie just begs to be redone, like retold. It just like I would actually like. If Christopher Nolan loves this movie, I would love for him to remake it, and it will be a movie that I'm sure I will love. Like, I think there's so much going on, like Cohen said during that decade. There's so much real that happens during these races and to these real runners, and there's so many elements to their own personal stories that all the material is there for something that's even better than what this is.
Yeah, Sam, you said at the beginning that there's some interest, like the idea that he's so principled that he won't run on Sunday is a compelling story, but it's dealt with. Like, they even say, nip that one in the bud or whatever. Like they have this little meeting with actual conflict. He's like, I won't budge. And they're like, but you should budge. And they're like, I won't budge. And then his buddy, Aubrey Montague, whatever, comes in. He's like, oh, chap, what if I do you do the 400, I'll do the 100. Everyone's like, shaking hands and like,
in 2 seconds.
Yeah, it was like, wait a second. This is a huge, and that was one of the things I remember from being a kid was, this is such a big deal. He can't run on Sundays. Like, that's something I understood. Like, church is on Sunday, the Sabbath and all that. But, and the principle makes sense and it works. But again, just not enough. There should have been a little more sacrifice or something,
Yeah.
Have we sacrificed enough of our time on this movie?
Yeah. Yes.
Yes, and
yes, and are we ready to move on for our next pick? All right then. I'm going forward in time 14 years, but I am going back to 1995, but I'm going back to the Lawrence Kasdan well. And this is one that he directed but did not write. It is a comedy starring one of our stars from Inner Space.
That must be Dennis Quaid.
Nope.
Okay. That must be Marty Short.
Nope.
Okay.
There was another star in
Meg
that movie?
Ryan?
Yep.
Okay. All right. 95 cast and
Wait, is she a
Meg Ryan.
bank robber? No, what's the
Was that
Meg Ryan comedy?
comedy with Matthew Broderick?
I guess it's a bit of a romantic comedy. I guess.
Is it like a black dry comedy?
I don't know. I don't remember very well.
I can't
Dark
remember.
It also stars Kevin Kline. And I confuse this with a Billy Crystal movie in my mind all the time.
Kevin
Jeez.
Kline, gosh.
Klein and Ryan.
Only think was he the president?
Yeah, it's not.
No,
Dave,
it's not that one. That's a good
I
one.
can't think of anything except for that and Fish Called Wanda with Kevin Kline.
Grand
So
Canyon.
this came out the same year as the other movie I was talking about. They both have a reference to a European country in the title.
French Kiss.
Yes.
Oh yes, I should have got that.
Yeah.
I've seen this movie.
I don't remember anything about this movie.
I don't remember it very well either.
How did you pick it?
Yeah, how'd you pull this one?
This one is sort of a request from my wife.
Huh.
She watches almost all of our movies with me.
Ooh.
And 99
she's
times
a
out of 100,
trooper.
she's like, yeah, okay, well that was a movie. And for years now, she's like, why don't you pick French Kiss or Forget Paris is the other one.
That which is a Billy Crystal
And
movie.
I'm like, which one would you prefer? She's like, I don't care. I like them both. I was like, okay. So
I'm glad you went with French Kiss, honestly.
yeah. So, and I don't remember either
Seen both.
very well. I know I've seen them both. But I remember this one less, which is partially the reason I picked it. And also I love Kevin Kline.
Wait, is Forget Paris the I Love What You Do For Me Toyota? The
Yeah.
You want it, you got it.
that's it? You want it?
Authentic. 3 guys from Greece. Authentic Greek food.
Yeah.
I have seen that movie quite a bit, but I still, I think I'm gonna prefer French Kiss to revisit
All
as a
right.
project. So
Sweet.
well, maybe she should join us. You never know.
Yeah, hopefully she'll peek in and give her 2 cents.
We won't count on it.
Yeah. We'll see.
We'll see.
I'll gauge her interest level.
It'd be nice to have a fresh voice on here who actually knows what they're talking about.
I know. That would be a rare treat.
On the other hand, we can poop all over it if she's not here.
We would never poop on a movie.
No, never.
As we just finished pooping on a Oscar
on a best
classic.
best picture film.
Yeah.
Best picture. Yeah.
Best.
Whatever.
Yeah.
They used to hand those things out like candy.
Yeah. They gave one to Forrest Gump, so there you go.
Well, if anyone wants to comment
is
on
Chariots better than Forrest Gump?
No.
Okay.
I mean, no, I don't think so. But I really, really didn't like Chariots. I don't dislike Forrest Gump. I enjoy it a lot, but it's fucking stupid. And there's no reason for it to win a single Academy Award.
Audience.
Certainly not Best Picture.
Forrest Gump is more of an audience movie. This is more of a critics movie.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, for sure.
For better or worse. They're different type of movies.
Yes.
Well, but yeah, I was just going to say, if anyone wants to comment on Sam's critique of the running shots or the political commentary or anything really important that we might have missed, we would love to hear from you at the film with 3 brains at gmail.com.
Yeah.
So
send us an email, man.
Oh, and where can we see some French Kiss?
I forgot to look it up because I'm pretty sure I have a DVD. Remember those?
I do.
Okay. If the Academy Awards were the way they are now back in the past,
yeah. Oh man,
The Dark Knight would have won an Academy Award.
The Academy Awards. You mean the choices that they make?
Yeah, now they'll put, like, Sinners would have never gotten a nomination 20 years ago.
Oh yeah, for sure.
True. Yeah,
it wasn't the type of movie that would get nominated.
Right.
Just like Dark Knight was not a movie that would get nominated. And if we would have gone back 20 years before, or back to this one, Raiders of the Lost Ark could have beat this movie out if the audience was and the Academy Award people are the way they are today.
I agree. And I think it's actually quite fascinating that it was nominated at all. Raiders. was nominated for Best Picture.
For that time period, yeah.
Yeah, for that time period, for sure. But yeah. No,
Anyway.
French Kiss does not appear to be available in too many
The usual places.
Prime
places.
Video? Oh,
I don't know.
not in our location. Darn it.
Well,
Well,
I might have it.
We'll figure it out.
okay.
How hard could it be to
You
find
can rent
French Kiss? Yeah,
we'll tell
that's
you all
odd.
about it if you can't see it.
I guess you can rent it. Yeah,
Yeah, you can rent it.
Prime, Apple.
I thought it said it was owned by Disney now.
What
Anyway.
is?
Well, I don't know. There's when you search things now, you don't know if your results are popping up with 5-year-old things or
Yeah. Indeed.
AI.
I don't know if this was our best review, but it's one of our longest.
Well,
yeah.
value, a good value review.
Yes.
Yeah.
For people who paid, they got extra.
That's right.
Just like you and your dad watching a movie a second time before you return it. I know that was just all economics. You're like, we just watched this for 75 cents each.
I'm telling you, he will watch a movie like that. You know, he will definitely rewatch some movies because he likes to fetishize the dialogue a little bit. I don't know where I got it.
All right, that's enough movie buff. I'm out.
See you next time.
Thanks for listening.
It's FM with 3 brains.
A bunch of dipshits running on the beach.